Hey, what's up guys, TechTime here and I'm back again with a brand new video. So before I begin this one, I want to thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoy my content, you know what to do, man. Go ahead and leave a thumbs up, make sure you're subscribed to the channel for more videos. But with that being said, today I have in front of me the Motorola Moto G Power 2023 model. Let's talk about it. I've only had this phone for a couple hours, so I don't want to really get too excited. But as far as the design goes, it's a very familiar design. Shares a lot of characteristics of the Motorola Moto G Stylus 5G. But adds in subtle changes. We'll talk about them. Basically, the design has these subtle curves on the back. It is a matte plastic finish on the back as well. Very slippery, so a case is definitely highly recommended. As far as your port selection goes, on the bottom you do have a headphone jack, a microphone, USB-C that does support 15 watt of fast charging, your speaker at the bottom, and also one thing that I liked is that since I guess because this is the G Power, battery life is what the power is normally stands for, but yeah, you do get a charger, a full charger in the box, the wall adapter as well as the cord. And on the right hand side you also get your power button slash fingerprint sensor, and as well as your volume up and down. And the buttons in general are very clicky, tactile, so very nice buttons this time around. So now let's have a conversation about the display itself. So as far as I'm concerned, this is definitely an upgrade from the previous generation Moto G Power 2022 model. In my opinion, this is a kind of a better looking display. Not only is it a better looking display in my opinion, they also added a refresh rate up to 120 Hz if you need it. So obviously you have three options. You can either keep it in auto mode where it will decide how high the refresh rate goes. The max will be 120 Hz, or you can have it as 60 Hz standard if you want to save battery life. And if you want to go all out and take advantage of that power, then go ahead and leave it at 120 Hz. As far as the quality of the display, it is a 6.5 inches 1080p IPS panel. So obviously not the sharpest thing in the world or the brightest screen in the world or the best looking screen in the world, but definitely for the money, this gets an easy thumbs up, and I don't think I'll have any issues with the display itself. So consuming your content, watching videos, browsing through social media should not be a problem at all. Alright, so now let's switch the topic to the camera itself. So here you have a triple camera setup with the LED flash, and the main sensor is a 50 megapixel sensor. The other two sensors, I wish one of them was a wide angle or a telephoto lens, but no, you get a macro sensor as well as a depth sensor, which in my opinion for these types of phones is more likely than not useless. So as far as how they integrated the camera into the design, like I said, it's very reminiscent and very similar to the way they did it on the Moto G Stylus 5G and also their Motorola lineup of phones this year. So the camera does protrude a little bit, so that may affect some people, but I'm assuming a lot of people are going to have a case on it. As far as the interface goes, you know how I like my double twist to unlock the camera app. It takes pictures really quickly, so I really didn't have any problems with that. And this phone can also shoot up to 1080p at 30 frames per second. You do get electronic image stabilization, but obviously their big focus here is not the camera, so I don't necessarily have high hopes for the camera. I will most definitely do a camera test, but as far as I'm concerned, it's not looking like it's going to be competing for any awards or anything like that. As far as your performance goes, this is where Motorola did something different this time around. Usually they use Qualcomm's chipsets, but this time they used the MediaTek Dimensity 930 based on a 6nm architecture. It is an octa-core where two of the cores are clocked at 2.2 GHz and the 6 cores are clocked at 2 GHz. You also get the IMG BXM-8-256 for the GPU. I've never heard of it, so this is going to be an interesting thing to test out. So for my particular model, it is 4 GB of RAM. They do have a 6 GB RAM option, and this one is also 128 GB standard storage. Definitely good enough for what I will be using it for. Alright, so as far as the daily tasks go, the simple stuff, like I said, I only had this phone for a couple of hours, so I can't really give a definitive conclusion just yet, but it performs as smooth as you can ask for a phone at this price point. Now, my overall so far and my first thoughts is this. What I want to say is this: in your opinion, in the 2023 model of the Moto G Power, do you think that this phone is worth the upgrade if you have the previous generation, or do you think that it's time to look elsewhere, since usually the Power and the Moto G Power refers to the battery life, but I feel like battery lives on budget phones lately has gotten really good and very competitive, to where the power in the Moto G Power needs to stand for actual power as far as performance, in my opinion. So let me know what you guys think of this phone. Like I said, I'm gonna have to do more testing on it to give it a proper full review, and if you have the phone, let me know where you stand on it. Alright, with that being said, I want to thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate the support, and I will definitely catch you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching.